Good morning. Welcome back into Wake Up America. More than 1,000 migrants swarming a bridge connecting Mexico to the U.S. in El Paso, Texas. This while U.S. officials look for answers after the cartel kidnappings of 4 Americans, which left 2 people dead about 10 days ago. Joining us now for reaction, Staff Lieutenant with the Texas Highway Patrol, Christopher Olivarez, and former FBI agent, Navy SEAL, and author of Sheep No More, Jonathan Gilliam, back with us. Great to have you on this Monday morning. Lieutenant, we'll start with you. You were joined over the weekend by a congressional delegation. Congressman Burleson, Biggs, and Burchett, I should mention, will all be with us a little bit later this morning here on Wake Up America. But can you take us through what they saw while they were there?
So we took the congressman out. I actually came to Eagle Pass yesterday, and I'm actually getting ready to leave right now. But we took him out last night and got to see firsthand what our state troopers are doing by working on private ranches, looking for illegal immigrants that are bypassing checkpoints and traversing through these private ranches in order to get away. These are intentional acts. They're trying to get away. These are not your asylum seekers. These are predominantly single males that are trying to avoid detection. And they got to see firsthand the technology that we use by using drones, by using cameras, and how we're able to detect and track these individuals and actually arrest them. So we're not turning them over, to Border Patrol, where then they're going to get released into Mexico and then come back and do it again. We're actually arresting them for criminal trespass and taking them to jail. So that's sending a clear message that we're no longer going to, allow these individuals to come across and just, make it into the country with no consequences. So they got to see that aspect of it. We get to talk about as far as what we've been doing ever since Operation Lone Star started, when Governor Abbott launched this initiative back in March of 2021.
Right.
So our troopers are doing a lot of great work, and they got to see firsthand of what ranchers are dealing with every single day, especially in the Eagle Pass area, where some of these individuals are traversing on these private ranches.
Jonathan, something we haven't seen, this video of 1,000 migrants rushing over this bridge in El Paso, Texas, really just another metaphor for the Biden border policy. If you're part of the Border Patrol, and you're a Navy SEAL and you're with the FBI, how do you go about preparing for something like that?
Well, what's interesting is your training, basically, that you've had in the past serves no purpose in this political environment. I mean, as the officer was just talking about there, the states are actually taking more of responsibility of stopping these people and putting them in jail and returning them like they should than the federal government. And the reality is, for Border Patrol, for these individuals, it is a very sticky situation to try and do what's effective. Your training will say do one thing, but if you do those things, like we had the Border Patrol on horses there last year,
right,
they're liable to get investigated and go to jail.
Yeah.
So the policies work against the training. That's the biggest problem that you have here. And of course, as I always say, the entire issue is being ran by people who have no experience on the border and who are far left individuals who have a grind against the United States. And it seems like they just want to change the face of the population by allowing as many people into this country unvetted as they can.
Yeah, good point, Jonathan. This bridge, we just showed you a picture of it. Things are quiet there now, Lieutenant. It's the Paso del Norte bridge, connects Mexico with El Paso, Texas. So things are normal operations there right now in the early morning hours. I want to talk about those 4 Americans that were kidnapped a week ago Friday. Senator Bob Menendez, Lieutenant, says that these cartels should be declared terrorist organizations. Let's listen.
Would you vote to designate these cartels terrorist organizations?
Well, that has a certain designation. We've saved that for truly terrorist organizations in the world. Certainly, they are consequential to questions of national security. I'm more interested in doing something that ultimately seeks to destroy the cartels.
Lieutenant, do you agree with that? Is this long overdue?
It is. It is as well. It is long overdue. I mean, Governor Abbott declared the Mexican cartels as terrorist organizations last year at the state level, but this requires a federal response. The federal government needs to take action. They need to step in and actually do something and go after these organizations. And the first step is, yes, to designate them as terrorist organizations. Now, whether we get cooperation from Mexico, which we probably won't, because we heard most recently the statements from the president from Mexico, but at least let's take the step that we need to take in the right direction in the United States to go after these organizations, and also provide some justice, some accountability for the families that have lost tens of thousands of Americans due to fentanyl poisoning. I mean, these organizations, the brutality they carry out in Mexico, plus all the infrastructure they have, the technology, the money, the power. It's time to go after these organizations. I think we need to do enough with the talking and all these, meetings, and we actually have to take action and go after them and see what kind of response we get. But the first step is actually designating them as terrorist organizations at the federal level.
Yeah, Democrats are on board as well. Christopher Olivarez, Jonathan Gilliam, thanks so much for being with us on this Monday morning. We appreciate it.